Hey everyone, welcome back to World of Warcraft Classic Anniversary and our Night Elf Priest. I appreciate you joining me today, and I hope you are all doing well. Today we're going to do something a bit different. Instead of going to Red Ridge to take on those elite quests at Stonewatch Keep, we're going to stay right here in Stormwind. We're going to take care of some quests around town, which there are several, and we'll do some tailoring. I've purchased quite a bit of silk cloth. We have several stacks of wool to also finish off, and we'll see how far we can get. Very excited to take a break from our general questing and see if we can craft ourselves some new basic pieces. I feel like we could definitely use it for some of the slots that we are currently occupying. We are going to start with the quests though. We'll start with Mr. Matthias Shaw here, over in the SI-7 headquarters.
Greetings. Be careful. Light bless you.
What? What is this? Yes, I think I do know who this man is, but his name is not Malik. Assassins wear many names and many masks, discarding them as they lose their usefulness. Another alias known to be used by this man is Marzon, though even that is surely not his true name. Regardless, he is an assassin, and I know a good deal about him. Marzon is currently under the employ of Lord Gregor Lescover, a lord of shady reputation, even given the corruption of the nobility of Stormwind.
For the Alliance.
That Marzon would be contacting a member of the Defias and have ties to Lescover. I have no idea how to say that name. Having killed Van Cleef and Thread, it would be hard to see Les, I'm just going to call him Les, brought to proper justice, as your evidence is nothing without their testimonies. That is not even considering the fact that Les is a noble and well-connected. It effectively makes him above the law. You'll need other help. I loathe to do so, but there is someone I know that will aid us. You'll find Trius in the trade district of the city. Speak to Elling Trius. Okay. We can take care of that as well. This is the quest line that I believe will end in us obtaining another blue ring. I think. If that's the case, we're definitely going to want to see it all the way through. But before we talk to Mr. Trius, let us head into the Stormwind Library, where we have a quest to turn in, an old history book. We'll have to make our way to the Cathedral of Light as well. In between episodes, I did check the engineering supplier one last time in Darkshire, and we did get that bronze tube. So we'll be sure to turn that in as we continue our campaign in Duskwood, whenever that ends up being.
What can I do for you?
Milton Sheaf, the Royal Library. Oh my, this book hasn't rested on these shelves since before the rebuilding of Stormwind years ago. It will have to be restored, of course. It's in bad shape, but I would be honored to place it within our rare books collection. Thank you, madam. Please accept this as payment for returning the book.
See you around.
Lindria, If you don't mind a long journey, then I have a task for you, to again help Stormwind fill its library. The old kingdom of Alterac fell after the Great War, and it had a large collection of books. It's a tragedy that the city is ruined, but even more tragic is all of their knowledge lost. We must recover what we can. South Shore is the closest town to the ruins of Alterac. Go there and speak with Lore Master Dibs. He can direct you to the ruins and to what books may be found there. Here's our first breadcrumb to South Shore. As we start doing Scarlet Monastery related content, we'll definitely want to swing by South Shore to make sure that we've picked up any quests related to the place. And I'm looking forward to checking some of the level 30 to 40 zones and the towns nearby, including South Shore, for some more recipes, hopefully. For tailoring, of course. I feel like whatever our trainer has tends to be quite limited, as I'm sure we'll find out today, as we try to push our tailoring as far as we can possibly go. The Artisan Tailor is here in Stormwind, but I'm not sure we're going to be able to pick up Artisan tailoring until we hit at least 35, I think, is the minimum level requirement for that. But we can push ourselves all the way up to 225 if we want to. And now entering the Cathedral of Light. There's a couple of quests here that we're looking at. We'll speak with the altar boy here, Mr. Thomas, for the missing diplomat first. Excuse me, madam. Bishop DeLavy asked me to approach adventurers that might be able to help him with a delicate matter. If you could quietly head to Stormwind Keep and speak to him at your earliest convenience, I'm sure he would appreciate your help. Again, please be discreet. It is a matter of some importance. It's so weird that we get this from a child. I don't think we're going to turn this in yet. Just yet, because we're not really ready to move forward with the missing diplomat. It's quite a long quest line, if I remember correctly. We've got some time.
You need something
to do it. So
have a good one.
After reading the journal and hearing your intent, an evil taint has gained a foothold within the already beleaguered Duskwood. I thank the light that we have a hero such as you to face it, but you must first prepare yourself for the coming trial, for the necromancer Morbin Fell is immensely powerful and has cast dark enchantments about himself to protect him from physical assaults. If you are to defeat him, you will need a weapon that is proof against these protections.
Safe travels.
Years ago, the Third Fleet of Kultiris sunk along the coasts of the Wetlands, an expanse of marsh north of the dwarven kingdom of Ironforge. Aboard one ship was a load of Lightforge iron. This metal is precious to us, for items crafted from it strike with holy truth. If you are to face Morbin Fell, then you will need such a weapon. Go to Menethil Harbor and speak with my dwarven colleague, Glorn Steelbrow. If that lost metal can be found, he'll know where to look.
See you around.
So it looks like we will be doing some wetlands content after all. We will definitely have to find some time to do that. let's go speak with Mr. Elling. Of course, we need to speak to the man that runs the cheese shop. It's quite the cover.
You need something?
You're kidding. Shaw wants my help again? Of all the nerve. The Devised Brotherhood, you say? Well, you're certainly the bearer of wonderful news, aren't you? Next, you're going to tell me that Deathwing is still alive and attacking the city. All right. Tell me everything from the beginning, and don't leave out something you think might not be important. I need to know it all.
For the Alliance.
An interesting tale, and not one to be taken lightly. Yeah, I can help you, but what you need to do is divvy out a form of justice that's not legal, if you're going to see this through to the end. Les and Marzin need to be dealt with, and swiftly. Do you think you're capable of such a thing? You decide. If so, then make haste to the castle and find an old friend of mine, a gnome named Tyrion. He's been watching Les now for a couple of weeks. He should be able to help end this.
See you around.
Oh, that's right. We need to, sit in on a secret meeting. It's coming back to me. All right, well, yeah, we'll just, we'll continue with the missing diplomat questline then, since we're headed that way. If we, are able to, I would love to see the rest of this quest line through and get that ring. Yeah, I'm honestly really enjoying this so far. I just love episodes where, and just moments like these where I've clumped up enough quests in a major city to have to spend some genuine time there, you know, not just to post auctions and to pick up some new supplies or whatever we need. I genuinely love running around, especially Stormwind, out of all of them. It's just nice to exist in these places and have a reason, like a good reason to. Up here, but I guess a lot of the battle masters are up in the keep, so I suppose that does make sense. Bishop DeLavy. Hello, Alindria. I am Bishop DeLavy. No doubt if you're asking me about my business here in the keep, then young Thomas has succeeded in requisitioning you to help our kingdom. He has always been adept at following my requests, but I'm afraid I don't have time to elaborate much, so allow me to be blunt, and please, try to keep this from becoming common knowledge.
Be careful.
Recently, a diplomat was sent to Theramore to meet with Jaina Proudmoore. That diplomat never arrived. I believe the Defias are involved in this plot, but I'm not sure how. The diplomat's disappearance still eludes public attention, but it can't remain that way for long. Agents of the king are already scouring the city for clues, but I have my own contacts I would like to involve. In the Valley of Heroes is an old friend of mine named Jorgen. Find him, give him this note, and follow his instructions.
Go with honor.
Alright, the plot thickens. Yes, it's the fisherman. And Bolvar looks like he's ready to fight. Looks like he's cutting his own head off, though, in the process. Yeah, we'll handle all the quests that we can. Anything else that is going through the city, we'll just keep doing it. We should still have plenty of time for tailoring.
Pleased to meet you.
You'll have to be patient with me, Alindria. I've got my spybot inside, working on a very delicate matter. I'll be with you in a second. Oh, and do me a favor, try not to let Les see you. We're about to ambush him.
Right.
What the? Don't sneak up on me like that, and keep your voice down. What in the name of Shadow are you doing sneaking up on me for? Can't you see I'm busy, you daft fool? What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm waiting for the next dark portal to open. What the heck do you think I'm doing? Speak your piece and be off with you. For the guards notice the two of us hiding in the bushes together. I have a reputation to maintain.
You have a great day now.
Trius wants the timetable pushed up some, huh? Okay, we can do that, but I'm not ready. And know this, I'm doing the hard part, but you're the one that's going to get your hands dirty, understand? Good. Okay, I need you to get me a few things before I can put my plan into effect. I've got the perfect disguise that'll get Spybot past those guards. Bring me some silk and a couple of apples. The silk's up to you, but Clara's little farm right outside the city has the perfect sized apples.
Off and away.
Yeah, we definitely have the silk. Most definitely, but we do not have the apples. And I do seem to recall that it was kind of annoying to get apples in Stormwind. I know that sounds really weird, and there's some recipes, some cooking recipes that require them. And normally you would just get them from an innkeeper. But for whatever reason, I specifically remember there being a very elusive fruit seller, like fruit vendor, that patrols around basically the entire city. And I don't think any of the innkeepers have any, so it's kind of either that or you have to go outside of town. Let's check the pig and whistle first, though, just in case I'm completely wrong, which is always possible. Nothing from you.
Buy and trade. For the Alliance.
And nothing from the Tavern Keep. Probably nothing from the cooking supplier either, if I had to guess.
Hey there.
Yeah. Well, let's take a trip. We'll take a trip outside of Elwyn, or into Elwyn. We have to go out to the Valley of Heroes anyway to speak with Jorgen. And then that should take care of the rest of the quests that we need to concern ourselves with at this time. Water in the Valley of Heroes is super murky. I think I should really clean this up a bit. I wonder if there's something hiding down here. Those waters are not clear.
What can I do for you? See you later.
Hello, Jorgen? Alright, I'll help you. But not because I want to, but because I'm obligated. And let's get one thing straight. You're knowing far too more than you should to begin with. Let's keep this our little secret, and don't go blabbing at any taverns about anything you find out. Understand?
Be careful.
Take this here note to Elingtrius. Don't say nothing else to him. Just be polite and wait for him to respond. And don't worry, he will. I'm gonna only impress this on you once more, Olindria. Treat this matter seriously, and keep your yappers shut. You can find Trius in his cheese shop, Trius's Cheese, in the Trade District.
Have a good one.
Good luck. Yeah, I guess I forgot to read the notes that were being passed back and forth here, but this sealed one we cannot read, for obvious reasons. Let's step outside real quick into Elwyn. This is about the only reason we would ever need to go to the apple orchard over to the right here. So let's take that opportunity. I want to be lazy and just use the auction house for every single thing. Or even the standard general suppliers and innkeepers, for that matter.
You need something?
Hello, Clara? Oh, so I'm just going to take it from the table. Okay. Sure. Oh, interesting. And we got two at once. I was expecting there to be like a vendor or something, but sure. Swipe a couple of apples from the table. Let's get back to Elingtrius, and then we'll head back to Tyrion.
Can I help you? See you around.
I'm sorry, a letter for me? Well, I'll be. Not often you get a delivery that's not a crate or barrel when all you do is work. Let's see what this is about. You look a little tense. You okay, Alindria?
Be careful.
Jorgen, you old son of a... So that's how it's gonna be, huh? Alright, I can deal with that. I hope he finds the twisting nether that much sooner. Here's what's gonna happen, Alindria. I'll start using my contacts here, but you're doing most of the footwork, so I save some coin. Head to Darkshire in Duskwood and find Watcher Bacchus. He usually patrols the North Road right outside of town. Just tell him you're looking into any device activity for me, and he'll help you with any information he can.
For the Alliance.
Alright, so another sealed note to be brought to a member of the Night Watch. We'll do that as well once we get back to Duskwood. I'm very excited to get back to Duskwood. So many cool stories that we are now either intertwined with or we are about to be. Let's get back to Tyrion.
Salutations!
Oh, look, he's stealthed now.
Daylight's burning.
Let's see. These will do nicely, Alindria. Great job. I have the rest of the gear I'll need in my pack. Thank the light, I just got a tailor friend of mine to make me a silk bag. I was running out of room carrying all my gear around. Before Spybot heads in, let's get the details set so you know what you have to do.
Daylight's burning. You have a great day now.
After I put on Spybot's disguise, he'll head in to talk to Les. The guards should let him pass, no problem. While you were getting materials for me, I took care of informing Marzin that it was time for him and Les to meet again. I even dropped some false information. Les will dismiss his guards and wait for Marzin out here in the garden. After you catch wind of talk about the Defias, make your move. You need to kill them both before the guards return. When you're done, speak to Trias. Okay, remain in the garden until Lord Gregor, Les, and Marzin the Silent Blade have their conversation. Afterwards, kill them both. Okay.
Off and away.
Let's get our own buffs up. Wait here, Lindria. Spybot will make Les come out as soon as possible. Be ready. Attack only after you overheard their conversation.
Right.
Alright, we'll hang out here. Let's use Shadow Meld. We don't get to use this too often. Be sneaky. Good day to you both. I would speak to Lord Les. Of course, he awaits you in the library. Thank you. The light be with you both. Princess Tyriona? Tyriona? Are we supposed to follow her or stay here? I don't think I completely understood the message. Okay, yeah. Sure they'll be out in a second. Hopefully. Any day now, Mr. Les. There he is. It's time for my meditation. Leave me. Yes, sir. Waiting for the guards to leave. Oh, there he is. There you are. What news from Westfall? Van Cleef sends word that the plans are underway, but he's heard rumors about someone snooping around. It could be that meddler Shaw. I will see what I can discover. Oh, we are in for it. Oh, we did not land that one. Gregor has quite the health bar. Kind of need to handle this quickly, but so far not going as planned. Let's see if we can get him down first. We got Spirit Tap back up now, which is good because we kind of need it. I had like no time to read what they were saying. But they are both dead and the mission is a success. Yeah, this exclamation point is still over Tyrion's head, surprisingly. Let's see, do the guards do anything? Oh, you guys don't care about this these two dead bodies in the middle of the excuse me, the Stormwind Keep. I mean, alright. I guess that's fine with me. Alright, let's get back to Elingtrius. I didn't realize that so much of the second half of this questline would be in Stormwind. Like all just confined within Stormwind. I guess that definitely works out nicely. All right.
Hey there.
So it is done. Good. Thank you greatly for your discretion, Elendria. You have proven worthy on more than one account. I'll be sure to keep my eyes on you and your progress within the Alliance. Be sure to keep your nose clean.
See you later.
Find Shaw in Old Town. Let him know that the less threat has been dealt with, and about your involvement in the Lord's plots against the city. I'm sure he'll be proud to have another hero among Stormwind's citizens. He'll more than likely send you off to meet with the prince or some other noble. Don't let it get to your head, Elendria. The nobles can think they rule the city all they want, but some things remain out of their hands.
Have a good one.
All right. Back to Matthias Shaw we go. Apologies, my voice is going a little bit today. Still recovering from sickness. I feel like I've been sick for like 2 weeks now. But hopefully not too much more reading today. It was definitely more than expected. But it was a pleasant surprise. As we start working through some cloth. get an opportunity to rest a bit.
Light be with you. Light bless you.
He is dead then. Your justice was swift, Olindria. I pray to the light that I never become your quarry. He laughs and then claps you on the shoulder. I mean no criticism, Olindria. How could I, being the master of all assassins? But in truth, you have done the people of Stormwind a great service, and for that, I thank you.
For the Alliance.
I almost forgot. Alexton came while you were away. He wished to speak with you. No doubt he wishes to report the goings-on of the Defias Brotherhood to the nobles. A bit of advice, Alindria. If anyone should ask, I would provide all details, but that it was your hand that slew less. Trust me, I am acquainted with the ways of such things. And as far as Trius goes, well, speak to no one of him, ever, if you can help it.
Be careful.
Just some really great expanded history and lore between some of these NPCs. Many of whom, apart from Matthias Shaw, obviously are not super important, like to the overall story or the overall world. But Blizzard still was able to make extremely interesting. And, I only wish they had the time to really expand upon and give every race and every city and every, capital that same sort of treatment. But, yeah, the humans got it good. So much good stuff. It's good to see you, Olindria. I have heard that Lord Gregor Less was found dead not long ago. It would seem that you were successful in your mission. You should have my gratitude that you have saved me, and many others, from Van Cleef's revenge.
See you later.
I have prepared a report for the king. I believe you should be the one to deliver it to him, along with an account of your findings. Do not worry. There is no doubt that he will commend you for doing your duty to the people of Stormwind. Your audience is scheduled soon, so you'd best hurry. It's a bit of a ways to Stormwind Keep. Yep, here we go. Putting a stamp on the Defias questline for good. We'll be picking up the Seal of Rin, a ridiculously powerful blue ring, even for this level range.
Safe travels.
It's a ring that everybody wants because it basically has every single stat on it. And yeah, we're going to end up with 2 blue rings that I feel like are going to be really hard to replace. But we shall see. Well, there's an actual report here on the Defias Brotherhood. From the hand of Barros Alexton, Office of the City Architect, Stormwind, Your Majesty. There are many reasons as to why I felt that a report should be compiled and presented on the recent affairs of the Defias Brotherhood and their activities throughout the kingdom. For perspective, I shall begin with a bit of history. As you may or may not know, my service to the city of Stormwind began as a member of the Stonemasons Guild. Through years of hard work, we completed the rebuilding of Stormwind, at which time the Stonemasons Guild bills and fees and salaries left unpaid and unspoken for. At that time, Edwin Van Cleef had been elected Guildmaster of the Stonemasons and spoke out, demanding restitution for our works. In response, the Stormwind House of Nobles ordered the Stonemasons Guild disbanded, which, understandably, angered Van Cleef. Leading a riot, Van Cleef led the Stonemasons out of the city. Before I continue, there are some other events that took place during this time that I should bring to your attention. First, it was at this time that I was offered the position of city architect, if I did not join with Van Cleef. Because of certain ideological differences, I chose to remain in Stormwind. During the riots, Van Cleef's lieutenant and most trusted assistant, Basil Thread, was captured and held in prison. Awaiting trial and questioning, Thread was almost forgotten about in the stockade. Returning to Van Cleef, after he led the remnants of the stonemasons out of Stormwind, he took advantage of the relatively unprotected state of Westfall, and used his considerable manpower to run many of the farmers off and take over the handful of gold mines. Taking advantage of the resources at his disposal, Van Cleef hatched a plan of retribution against the government of Stormwind. This information came to light recently with the assistance of the bearer of this document, who was instrumental in shedding light on this vast conspiracy. Very, very cool.
King's honor, friend.
Hello, Miss Prestor.
Farewell. Be careful.
You are to be commended for the service you have done for Stormwind, Olindria. If Van Cleef had been successful in his machinations, we would no doubt have done considerable harm to the kingdom, something we must obviously avoid. Take this, priest, as a token of the king's appreciation. I am only sorry he cannot present it to you himself, but he is away on a diplomatic mission and shall not return for some time.
Safe travels.
The Seal of Rin. 3 strength, 3 agility, 3 spirit, 4 stam, 4 intellect. Goodbye, minor channeling ring. Wow, those are, they even match. Look at that. Our rings, our jewelry even matches. Now we just gotta get our hands on a necklace at some point soon. Level 31, I think we're due for one at this point, for sure. As well as a headpiece, which I'm hoping we can craft, maybe even today. Alright, we are already 45 minutes into today's episode, and we can finally start working on some tailoring and relax for a bit. Not exactly how I expected it to go, but I am happy that it went this way. And here I thought I was going to get some potentially very minor green upgrades today, but instead we get a massive blue ring that should last us for a long time. Alright, to the Mage Quarter we go. We gotta go to Duncan's Textiles. And we gotta get to work. Alright, we are here.
What can I do for you?
I don't think I need to check with our trainer just yet. Let's check with the
Open
tailoring
for business.
supplier. Is there anything interesting here? I mean, this white wedding dress does require mage weave specifically, which, well, requires 250 tailoring. Never mind. We're not actually going to get that high. That would not be obtainable. So let's kick things off by converting all of these silks, these pieces of silk cloth into bolts. Excuse me. So much talking today. I feel like I'm losing it a little bit. And this is still yellow to us, so we might actually be able to get some points out of this. It turns green at 140. Yeah, but we should be able to get quite a few. Yeah, I really hope you guys have enjoyed our time here in Stormwind today. And hopefully we get to do this sort of thing in Ironforge and even Narcissus at some point. Just wait until we can collect enough stuff to do in one spot. But, yeah, I really enjoyed this. Looks like our bolts of silk have just turned gray, so no more skill points after 145. But we should be able to do a lot with what we got here. More bolts to make, and then we got to move over to the woolen cloth that we have. We can still get some points from the stylish green shirt here. And what else? I guess the double-stitched shoulders as well. Technically the gloves of meditation, but we need elixirs of wisdom for this, and that's just going to be, I feel like, too annoying to get. So we'll see how far the double-stitched shoulders can take us. I don't think we'll convert all of this into bolts. We could use some of this for first aid instead. But let's get a decent amount. Let's get at least like half of this maybe. And then we'll start making some shoulders and see how far that'll take us. I think that's enough for now. Just need some fine thread. I'm sure we'll need a lot of fine thread. Let's create 6 of these. See how many points we get. we can get to 150, that would be perfect, I think, for wool. Looks like we did. Looks like we can still get some points out of it, though. Surprisingly enough, honestly. I thought this would for sure turn green at this point, but... Alright, let's use the rest of our wool then. At least most of it. More shoulders to make. I should be getting some money back from this too, which is also really helpful. Oh, look at that. It's one of these weird recipes that turns green. Like a weird number. Alright, 154 is still very good.
Well,
let's speak with our trainer now. What do we want to pick up? We definitely want the Azure stuff moving forward. I think that's probably just in general what we want. I don't really think we need anything beyond that.
Step
Let's
on up.
open up the supplier first. And I think what we're going to be shooting for is the hood. Yeah, because this only requires 2 bolts of silk, which is going to be really going to be the cheapest to make out of all of these, for sure. And technically the first hood that we could wear ourselves, I suppose. It doesn't have any stats on it, it's just armor. And we probably won't show it, we'll probably hide it anyway. But for leveling purposes, probably still the best option that we have. Let's start with 10, see what happens. Now it's yellow already. I feel like we'll still take the risk. We've hit 160, and this is now green, so we're going to have to switch to something else. But we'll see what we can get now from our trainer. We're actually not going anywhere near as far as I thought we would. As it turns out, 4 pieces of cloth to make 1 bolt means that you need a lot of cloth. Silk headband, okay. And the white swashbuckler's shirt.
Go with honor, friend.
We'll check and see what those look like. This is only 3 bolts of silk. It's pretty good. The headband is also only 3, so that's just fine. We'll just start making these now. Yeah, I guess we need like a lot more silk. Way more than I would have thought. So maybe this is a little bit too expensive, which is a shame. It's so unfortunate with the crafting recipes that craft gear, because most of them, at least I can speak for leatherworking and tailoring at the very least. In order to get like real upgrades from those professions, especially if you're playing a normal character, you're not doing like a solo self-found journey, through hardcore or anything like that. you really have to over level tailoring or leatherworking really, really hard and early in order to get upgrades from it soon enough that'll actually last you long, a pretty long time. Because if you just go based off of like the cloth that you just collect normally from enemies, just doing your normal questing or whatever, you're not going to get enough to push you that far. By the time you get, if you just do it that way, by the time you get to the appropriate tailoring level, you've kind of already replaced the piece of gear that you can make from tailoring. So, which is just kind of like unfortunate. It's nice that, there's recipes to look forward to at endgame at level 60. And, different specializations. I think tailoring has its own set of specializations, just like leatherworking does. But until then, it doesn't feel like as impactful sometimes. Maybe it does early. And like, obviously for a hardcore character that's playing alone, it's obviously immensely helpful, even if you do have to wait for those new pieces of gear at times. Alright, before we make any more, I guess first of all, let's just equip one of these. So we're already hiding our helm, so we don't have it. Yeah, so now we can pick up Earthen Vest. This was actually the piece of... This was the chest piece I was going to craft and actually replace our Mystic Robes with at first. But that was until, of course, a couple of episodes ago, we picked up the Black Velvet Robes, a BOE blue, from Ravenhill Cemetery. So now I feel like we don't need this. It does have spirit. So like in theory, this is actually, in theory, it's probably a little bit better than the Black Velvet Robes, if I'm being honest. But these robes are super cool, and I'll take the coolness factor of them over, the slight upgrade any day. 175, we get a very interesting belt, the Azure Silk belt. It increases our swim speed. But then at 175, when we can start making Mage Weave, we can get the Crimson Silk belt, which will definitely be our next belt upgrade, assuming we don't pick up anything from a dungeon in between now and then. How close are we to 175? I think we're only 5 points away, if I'm not mistaken. But we can only make 4 more silk headbands out of the materials that we do have, so we wouldn't even make it to 175, even if we were lucky on all of these crafts. But and that's the thing, right? So 175 tailoring to make a belt that is like, it's definitely better than what we have now for sure, but it's not that much better. Like, it's like, a couple more intellect, a couple more spirit, and you need Mage Weave for it. Which again, if you're waiting to naturally obtain Mage Weave without going out of your way to purchase it off the auction house, you're gonna have to wait until you're fighting enemies that are, like level 40.
Safe travels.
I can only imagine, and I'm just taking a wild guess here, that by the time we hit level 40, we are going to have a belt from a dungeon or a quest that will be way better than this belt that we can craft at 175 tailoring. That's just my prediction. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's true, but I feel like that's how it's going to be, if I had to guess. Alright, me vendor everything and make a couple of gold back. That is great. And that is going to do it for me for today. I need to rest my voice for sure. Starting to get a bit scratchy. Wasn't expecting to do as much talking and running around the city today, but I am glad that it happened. We picked up a massive new blue ring that will last us for quite a bit. And we did get some tailoring done. Unfortunately, no new upgrades there. And it kind of hit me that, wow, I don't really think we're going to get too many upgrades at all from tailoring, it seems at this point. So, but we'll see. Who knows? We could stumble upon a random recipe in the world that might prove me wrong there. But I feel like anything that we get from our trainer is just not going to be super impactful. In any case, as always, I really appreciate you all so much for watching today. And if you enjoyed today's episode here in Stormwind, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.